On this week's edition of Rider Replay, we have coverage of men's and women's basketball, an interview with some of the MAC swimming and diving championship standouts, and more, so stay tuned. Hello, I'm Meg Straley.
And I'm Kevin Whitehead, and welcome to Rider Replay.
To get the ball rolling, men's basketball gained a victory this past weekend by defeating the University of Delaware 95-86. Rider is currently tied for second place in the MAC with 2 remaining games before the conference tournament.
The Rider men's basketball team scored an impressive victory this past Saturday against the University of Delaware in an out-of-conference game by a score of 95-86. Senior guard Justin Robinson led the way for the Bronx, scoring a career-high 31 points, while senior Mike Ringgold added 19 points and 9 rebounds. Danny Stewart scored 12 points, Brandon Penn had 11, and Novar Gadsden had 10 to round out the 5 Bronx who scored in double figures. With the game still in doubt, Rider went on a 13-4 run, capped by a Robinson three-pointer to give the Bronx an insurmountable 83-67 lead with just over 4 minutes to play. Now back to Meg and Sean.
Kevin, did you know that the Bronx are currently 20-9?
They are 20-9, and they also set a road record this year already. What I think the Bronx have to do is they really have to stick to what got them here, relying on some of their senior standouts and Mike Ringgold, and also sticking to the coaching plan that Tommy Dempsey and his staff has put out for them.
I agree.
This past weekend, the Bronx swimming team was at the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Championship meet in Buffalo, New York. Both the men's and women's teams came away with second place. I was able to interview both Addison Oswald and Johnny Funk. We're here with some of the better swimmers from both the men's and women's side, in Johnny Funk and Addison Oswald. And over this past weekend, February 17th to the 19th, Rider came out and performed exceptionally well. And we're going to start with Johnny. Just kind of talk about your growth as an athlete from your freshman to sophomore year, and now that you have your feet wet, kind of give us a perspective on your season.
Okay. Well, my freshman year, I felt I performed a little subpar, to my ability, and it felt really nice just coming in my sophomore year and doing as well as I wanted to and helping out the team.
Yeah, and you definitely should. And now, Addison, you came out and performed exceptionally well, and once again, and you captured second place in the 500-yard freestyle, first in the 200-yard freestyle, and captured the title in the 200-yard backstroke. And talk about your accomplishments considering you're performing with some of the best athletes in the MAC conference.
I felt really good because last year a lot of things didn't go right. Like, the conference meet got moved back a week when it should have been the week before due to snow, and so everyone's taper got messed up a little bit, but this year was a whole different story, and I feel like everyone performed a lot better than they did last year, and I was one of those people, so it felt really good to show everyone what I was made of.
Yeah, definitely. And now over to Johnny. Talk about your team and how they performed as a whole on the med side.
Well, on the men's side, we had a lot of good racing. I feel like this was more of a rebuilding year for us, and going into next year, we're looking really strong. We have a meetup coming up this weekend. I feel like we're gonna do really well. We're gonna have a little extra rest, so we'll see how that goes.
And Addison, on the women's?
I thought that the majority of the underclassmen performed very well, and we had a very, very good training year, so I felt like a lot of that shined through from what we had on our training trip and throughout the whole entire year training-wise. And I also agree with the fact that the freshmen and sophomore are going to be the new hearts of the team because we're a lot bigger than, say, the junior team, and since we're going to lose such a big senior class this next year, it's going to be a pretty huge thing for us to try to rebuild from that.
This question is for both of you. Now, starting with Johnny. How do you think your team compared to last year, now that this season's, coming to its end?
Well, this year, as opposed to last year, Addie and I, freshman year, our training trip was like a horrible mess. The temperatures were extremely cold, and we didn't get very much work done. And this year, the temperatures remained pretty steady, like constant, and it was good. So we got a lot of good training done. And our conference meet wasn't pushed back like a week. So we were able to like hit our peak at the right moment in the season, instead of like as opposed to last year where we hit our peak and then we had to wait another week and then we had to try to hit our peak again. So I feel like this year was better.
Yeah, stuff there. And on the other side, Addison, your thoughts on the season?
I felt like, of course, there's always going to be illnesses from different people on the team, which you can't control, and every once in a while you wish that they couldn't happen, but it's going to set people back every once in a while. But we did our best to like come back from stuff like that, and I felt like training-wise everything went according to plan. So.
That's all for now.
A big Rider replay congratulations goes out to Aisley Carter for winning the 1 and 3 meter. She was also named Diver of the Meet.
The Lady Bronx basketball came away with a hard loss against Canisius on Sunday, February 20th, as they fell 70-28. The Lady Bronx will play Niagara on Sunday, February 27th at 11:30 a.m. in the Alumni Gym, and we wish the best of luck for them on the court.
So the game against Canisius was a very, very tough one. The Canisius team ruled the court definitely. They had 8 3-pointers, and the Bronx ladies had 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough loss when you lose by 42 points. You know, that can come from two sources. That could either be, you know, Canisius just being a much better team, or the Lady Bronx not putting out the effort. Whatever it came from, I hope they can use this as a motivation and as a wake-up call for the rest of the season.
I hope they use it for this weekend. The men's wrestling team came away with an exciting victory in the match against Boston University on Saturday, February 19th. Rider won 22-13.
It was a very good win. Boston University had an 8-match winning streak up to this point.
The Rider Bronx wrestling team took on Boston University at home in the Alumni Gym on Saturday, February 19th. The Bronx won a close match, posting wins in 6 of the bouts out of 10. There was only one victory that was won by a pin, and that was by Rider's own Jim Resnick, who pinned his opponent in just 2 minutes and 59 seconds in the first period. Boston University was one of the hardest opponents the Bronx faced during the year, and the win was huge. Rider had wins by Rob Morrison, Chuck Sesloff, Zach Sibula, and Ramon Santiago, all by decision, except for Aaron Nestor, who won by a major decision. Rob Morrison pushed his win record to 77 overall, and overall the team put on a great performance. Rob Morrison pushed his win record to 77 overall in his time at Rider. The team put on a great performance and hopes to keep it consistent. Be sure to come out and support Bronx Wrestling on March 4th and 5th as they host the CAA Championships. Kevin, do you know what time it is?
Indeed I do. It's time for A Moment with Mike.
Thanks, Kevin. This week for college basketball, many Division I teams across the country are feeling the pressure due to Judgment Week. The event is held as a final opportunity for teams that are on the brink of making the now 68-team NCAA tournament to improve their records heading into the respective conference tournaments. With many teams hoping to receive those 3 extra invitations to the tournament, this will be a frantic race to the finale as schools across the nation cheer on their fellow basketball stars. That's all for this week, and now back to Meg and Kevin.
Thanks, Mike. It sure is exciting to know that March Madness is right around the corner.
Yeah, and being right around the corner, you know, this is one of the most exciting sportive events in all of sports. You know, this is clutch time right now, and for the Bronx, they have to close to win out, but take care of business this week ahead. We have selected our first athlete of the week. He is a team player who has done nothing but play exceptionally well every game. Congrats to Justin Robinson for an outstanding job in men's basketball.
Senior guard Justin Robinson had a phenomenal performance this past week, scoring a career-high 31 points in Riders' win over Delaware, going 13 of 14 from the free throw line and 6 of 7 from the three-point line. Robinson has been great for the Broncs all year, leading the team in scoring at 16 points per game and in assists with 4 a game. Also, Robinson's 90% efficiency from the free throw line ranks him in the top 15 nationally. This performance bodes well for the Broncs, who are approaching the ever-important conference tournament in a few weeks.
Loyola the other night, or Mike isn't playing great, or Mike's in foul trouble, or whatever it might be. We're still finding ways to win, and I think that when they play well, it's great, But at the same time, they don't go into the game. I don't think with all they have to focus on is leading and bringing it defensively. And if their offense is there, great. But they don't. I don't think they have to go out and take a mindset that we have to carry this group. They have to carry us emotionally, and they have to carry us with leadership. But there's plenty of guys in our locker room right now that can put the ball in the basket, and I think the fact that we focused on, on defense as much as we have throughout the course of the season, our defensive numbers are the best they've ever been, and I think that's what's really probably gotten us from, a 17, 18 win team to a 20-plus win team, is we've just been better defensively.
Is there a difference preparing for these guys as opposed to a league game?
No. I just think that any time that it's a college basketball game on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock and these guys are running out of them, and any time that you take the court, you play to win. If you're a competitor, we have a lot of competitors. I don't think there was any different feel because it was a non-league game. I thought early in the week, do I rest this guy a little bit more, or play this guy a little bit more? You're trying to develop some depth and those kind of things. But when the jump ball goes up there, man, we all just want to win. So I think we were I think we were good today.
Kind of, do you like this bracket buster format? I mean, it's kind of a weird time for a non-league game, and you don't get one of the TV games, so playing a middle of the road CAA team.
You take your chances. I like it. I don't like it when you're not on TV, but I want to be the type of program that's on TV, year in and year out. And that's if you're on TV, it's terrific. It's terrific to be a program. But at the same time, this still matters. Even a game that's not on TV, this matters because if you lose today, you drop a lot in the RPI, and it matters for your conference. Whoever does win the MAC tournament, it'll matter for their seeding. The difference sometimes in being a 12 or a 13 or a 15 or a 16 is huge, depending on do you have a game to win or do you have a chance to win in the first round of the tournament. So there's more implications. There's other tournaments. There's NIT. There's different things, and our focus certainly isn't on any tournament except the NCAA right now. But there are other implications that go along with these type of games. It matters for your conference. Whoever does win the MAC tournament, it'll matter for their seeding. The difference sometimes in being a 12 or a 13 or a 15 or a 16 is huge, depending on do you have a game to win or do you have a chance to win in the first round of the tournament. So there's more implications. There's other tournaments. There's NIT. There's different things, and our focus certainly isn't on any tournament except the NCAA right now, but there are other implications that go along with these type of games.
That's all we have for today. Tune in next week for more sports action.
Thank you for watching Rider Replay, and go Broncs.